So the Brisbane Broncos have finally let go of Anthony Seibold. Just in December 2018, the much anticipated coaching swap between him and Wayne Bennett. Wayne Bennett went to South Sydney, Seibold went to the Broncos. The reports all came out this man was going to win the premiership. I'm not going to do the exact maths, but less than 2 years later, Anthony Seibold steps down as the Brisbane Broncos head coach. Now, does this surprise anyone depending on their form so far this year? No, it doesn't. I think it was pretty long overdue. Broncos have such high expectations, and Anthony Seibold has come in and he has failed his job. Now, I'm not like most people. I did not have Brisbane actually in the 8 this year. I had them in 11th in my preseason predictions. And even when they came back, I still didn't have them in the top 8 after they went 2-0 to start. And a lot of people thought they would. So it's pretty disappointing for the Brisbane Broncos if you're a fan of them. I know they all have high expectations, but you got to be realistic. This team, they're all very young. And this also sucks because Anthony Seibold, he came in, he got rid of Cody Nikorima, he got rid of Josh Maguire, he got rid of all these experienced players building the roster he wanted, and he hasn't even got to use it. It also sucks because now the Broncos have let go years of experience. Now they have such a very young roster, and only guys like Payne Haas, Jake Turpin you can probably expect to be in the future. Obviously they're losing David Fafita to the Gold Coast Titans next year. Anthony Milford, he's just one of many overpaid players on this team. You got to be expecting Darius Boyd's not going to be offered another contract. They're looking for a future fullback. They still need a half, although Tom did, and besides Payne Haas, probably been their best player this year. It's just all gone to hell up there in Brisbane. But what's next? Well, they got to finish out this season. What's the goal for this season? Well, the goal has to be not to get the wooden spoon. That's the obvious one. And between them and the Bulldogs, the two main contenders for it, they are looking more likely to pick up the wooden spoon because the Bulldogs are playing with so much grit and heart every week. But the Broncos, they don't want to be that first team in Brisbane history to pick up that dreaded wooden spoon. So I think that's the goal for this season. They got the interim coach. If he can do that, then all things considered, it won't be a great season to remember, but you just got to avoid that wooden spoon. And unfortunately, the future doesn't look bright there in Brisbane. They got to go out and sign a new head coach, and the obvious choice everywhere is Kevin Walters. He'll probably finish this Origin series and go there. If he doesn't, Paul Green's another name. This is the 5th coach to be sacked, Anthony Seibold. There's a lot of competition for jobs. We know Nathan Brown and Trent Barrett. They're the only ones confirmed with jobs as head coaches for next season out of all the ones that have been sacked. But Kevin Walters, it's the obvious choice. If he doesn't get the job now, he probably will never get it. And it's going to be a tough couple of years for Brisbane. They got no really veterans, and they have a lot of guys overpaid, a lot of young guys. So it's going to be a bit of a rebuild up there in Brisbane. And I know Broncos fans do not like that word, but they are at that point. They're going to have to go through a massive rebuild. And when you think about it, is anyone really safe? They got Tessie Niu, Jack Bird's got to go. That Niu is probably going to be their fullback. Asako, they tried him at fullback. I know he's been injured, but that didn't seem to go very well. He could be the wing. So they've got a lot of ideas for their roster next year. I think the roster next year is going to have to be Niu, who'll play the fullback. You got Oates and Asako on the wings. They got a lot of options at Seneca. Tony Staggs is the obvious one, and then they got Farnworth, Jesse Arthur's all competing for that other one. They're halves. Now, they're going to have to go out and sign a half, but will they? They got Dearden, who's definitely their long-term number 6 or number 7. Definitely long-term number 7, but will he play 6 or 7 next year? It depends on who this coach is. We really have no idea who the coach is going to be. So it's going to be a tough couple months to finish out the season in Brisbane. It's just been a horror year for not just the Brisbane Broncos, but for all of Queensland. They are the biggest market in the NRL, so it's going to be a tough couple of years coming out of this. Brisbane fans, let me know who you want to be the next head coach, and make sure you like and subscribe.
Sort of works. Gets through, gives it to Atini Zalesniak, and we should score the first try of the Nines.